Frank Ray, country music artist and retired police officer from Las Cruces, New Mexico, joins us now. Talk about Police Week. That's your typical path to Nashville. You know, you're a cop, and now you decide you want to sing kick-ass country music.
You know, and I got to be honest with you, that scenario that you mentioned has happened before, and I may have let people go on a ticket if they went and checked out a concert.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
See?
Okay, now we know.
Unbelievable. Two sets of laws in this country.
That's exactly it. No, honestly, it's just, I think music was always my passion, and I found myself in the world of law enforcement, and, I blinked, and it feels like 10 years went by, but it gave me a lot of life experience, and I gained this huge family that I never thought I'd be a part of. Yeah. And, and I had all their support, and whenever I decided to hang it up in 2017 to pursue country music full time, and it's been great ever since.
That said, your allegiance to those who wear the badge and wear the uniform obviously continues to hold your heart because you're participating in Police Week activities this week, as is our station WMAL. By the way, a good time to remind everybody, go to WMAL.com. You'll see an opportunity to donate to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. Tell me why this resonates with you, obviously, as a former cop, yes, but also this is about those families, isn't it? Those families who have been left behind.
Yeah, and I think the National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund is one of those organizations, more so an institution that's been around for the longest time, that's really always put its best foot forward in helping those families when they have to unfortunately deal with an officer that pays the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. And it's very easy to feel alone in a time like that. But that's when I think you really see that family that I'm talking about in law enforcement really come together, and it helps the family through the grieving process and through the financial hardships that lay ahead and things like that. And not only that, the memorial really it does just that. It memorializes the men and women that pay the ultimate sacrifice in the most beautiful way possible, and with their name on the wall. And it's a place, something really tangible that the family can always go back and kind of feel like they're with their loved ones.
Yeah, I'm every time I hear of a fallen officer, my heart goes out because I recognize you guys put your life on the line every single day you step out of your front door, and you never know whether you come back home to greet your kids, greet your family members, and it's such an honor to serve the country in that way. I'm curious about how if you've noticed there's a difference in treatment of police officers, respect for police officers. I mean, we've come through years of just the most people just denigrating anyone who wears a badge for no reason, calling them racist and et cetera, et cetera. Do you think that there's been a change in the atmosphere when it comes to police?
I think there's slowly a shift. Obviously, when there's a heightened, call that winds up on social media or something like that, is out for sort of public speculation, is when you see sort of this, tension that's been kind of dormant really kind of rise up. But I think now, because there has been an open conversation and open dialogue, I think that's an important thing, in shifting the public's perception. And to your point, a lot of people do kind of take this for granted. I often remind people that nobody ever calls 911 when things are going great, when you need the police, they will be there. It doesn't matter, what race you are. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. If you call 911 and you need help, the police will show up and support you, no matter what it is. That's the oath you take. And so it is heartbreaking to see sort of that public perception come out and people, denigrate police officers. But I think at the end of the day, the police, this is a calling. And they do it whether or not the public supports them. It is difficult, sure, but I think that's where we lean on each other, and we lean on organizations like the Memorial Fund.
And while we're on that topic, Frank Ray, we're speaking with Frank Ray, country music artist, and we're talking about National Police Week. Frank is a chief ambassador for the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. Do you think the tide has turned in our pop culture? Listen, I think that the American public were always supportive of cops, But there was a time there where there was so much intimidation, there was so much social pressure that I think that those who wanted to step forward and say, no, I'm not buying these lies about law enforcement and all these systemic problems that we are being lied to about, they were intimidated. But I feel like now people feel emboldened. It's like we're not going to have it anymore.
Yeah, no, I think that has a lot, and obviously that has a lot to do with the with the election of President Trump as well, where people that are pro law enforcement or do kind of have those more conservative values really step up and say something. And again, not to politicize the matter, but you do see that that's where a lot of the shift is, where a lot of the divide comes from in the country, is people on social media attacking each other. And the police, again, I feel have always been sort of this objective, sort of innocent bystander, if you will, that is open to sort of the court of public opinion. But yeah, I mean, I think with the shift in social media and everyone having a platform, I think everyone's got a voice and both sides are being heard right now. And so, it's really hard right now to take sort of a gauge of the public temperature. But from the outside looking in right now, it looks like people are starting to kind of speak up a little more about their support for law enforcement.
Excellent. Hey, we got to leave it there, Frank Ray. But thanks for joining us, and thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
Past service and now your current service continuing. I'm not going to thank you for your service for country music because I'm a classic rock guy, but I'm happy that you're lending in your support and your profile to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund.
Always. It's an honor. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Matt. It is 8:43.